So I recently got over 20 million views, and this is how you could do it too. Now, the reason why you should consider this is because one video that gets a million views could literally change your life and make you go from 100 followers to 1,000, 10,000, 20,000 followers, which it did for one of my pages. And the best way to increase your chances of getting a video shown to that many people is by putting out more videos. The concept of it is to templatize videos and test it out. Because your overall goal as a creator on these social media platforms, which doubles as an advertising platform these days, is to pump out a lot of content that gets your face shown to a lot of people. At the same time, implementing as much of your personal touch in as possible so that there's a bit more of a personal connection than a lot of these other AI channels. And so today I'm going to take you along as I templatize my own video, and I'm going to show you exactly all the steps, all the considerations that I have, and how I put my own personal touch to it. And if you haven't seen one of the videos from a few days ago, I showed 20 video styles that you can copy, and I'll just link it all below in the descriptions. And let's jump in and get started. To start off, the concept is this video right here on the right, how to make $100 a day with digital products, 5 things to sell. And here's the video. So from what you can see in there, there is 2 parts. The hook, which was what you saw initially here, how to make $100 a day with digital products. You could also say me running here is the visual hook. And then once you have the hook, they're going to wait a few seconds to read the whole thing. And then it shifts into this, which is the delivery of the value, what was promised in the hook. So this was the promise, and this was the value that was delivered. And these are just some things that a lot of popular creators these days are doing to monetize. So personal branding assets, sales assets, AI implementations, mini courses, management assets. So this is the video concept. And then how do I put this together? So first, I wanted to find topics that I could talk about for creators that want to monetize. So I had ChatGPT give me some ideas and recommendations on topics that I can do. So I plugged into this formula that is essentially figuring out how to help a specific audience achieve a specific result by doing a specific method. So this is kind of a good way to figure out what value you can provide. So I gave it a big transcript of all these questions that I asked myself to share my own story, and which I recommend you do too. It's linked in the description below. All the question sets. I pulled a lot of questions from books and other resources about how to start writing a book. So these were questions that they asked people as they were going to start ghostwriting the book for these people. So from all those questions, I got my story out into a transcript. I put it into this ChatGPT, and then I ran it. And then here's what it gave me. And we'll just go over a few just so you can get the idea of how helpful it was. So I wanted to go in the direction of monetizing and income for creators. So some of these would be help creators make their first $500 from digital products, help freelancers double their rates by positioning their services more effectively, help hustlers or help creative hustlers generate an extra $1,000 a month through strategic product launches, help first-time course creators hit $10,000 in sales within their first 3 months. And so just like that, these are some questions and some issues and challenges that people within my target demographic or people that I could possibly help based on the transcript that I gave it. It gave me this. So the idea I came up with was 5 digital products that could sell. Now, since I got that and it's what you see here, I'll actually go into Premiere so it's easier. So I'll be showing you here in Premiere. Now, this is where I typed it out. And so I typed it all out here. We'll zoom in real quick just so you can see what it looks like. And so I have it here all typed out. This you can do on your own. You have all your ideas and stuff on a Notion. You could just copy and paste into here from your Notion. But the template is essentially this. I'll have that first part here with the words and fonts and text. And then the second part, the information that's delivered. Now, after I have both of these parts down, I need to go back and consider, how do I make this look good? Because there's a trend these days to make your font and typography look good. So this is what I came up with. And in order to make something like this, I actually had done it on Canva. So on Canva, I had my thing look like this. So I individually put out different parts of the text for it to look like this. Otherwise, it would just be straight lines across. But if you want to try something similar, you could also just use some of their already pre-made templates here. They're not all bad. Like some of them are actually pretty good. So we can use this as an example. Thank you for shopping with us. And for example, here's the thank you for shopping with us. I could do how to monetize. Okay, now this font actually looks a bit crazy. So I could just have part of it, how to monetize. And then ideally, you just have it stylized in 30 days. But we could just do 30 days in a separate one. So let's split this out in 30 days. So you could just arrange it and have this be the style that you want it to look like. So this I'll change to Helvetica, which is always a choice, a safe choice that you can go to. So I'll have Helvetica here for monetize. I'll make this big and bold since this is the main star. And I'll play around with how these letters look. And then came up with something like this, how to monetize in 30 days. Now, I personally think this looks pretty good. Let's change this color to be something that's more fitting. And so I have this now. And so the first one you see here was the actual one that I had used in the video. And this one is also another potential one that I could use. So I will download it just to show you what it looks like. And I'll have transparent background. I'll download that. And I dragged it into Premiere. So once I dragged it into Premiere, it's visible right here. So how to monetize in 30 days. And from there, you can move this around to where you think is most fitting. Maybe it's on top, maybe it's on the bottom. Now, I do think it looks better on the bottom, but this is where the subject is, me running, so it doesn't really make sense to put it on the bottom. So it'll really depend on what you decide your image is going to look like or your video is going to look like. I actually do think it looks pretty good on the bottom. So if you do want it to be on the bottom, we could have it run on the bottom. And then when the information comes, it'll pop out on top. Now, with the information part as well, I'll also show you that I have a text effect to make it have that faded type of echoey feel to it. Because normal text, personally, I think kind of looks boring. And right now, it's a trend to have this kind of fade behind it. So I have a preset that I made myself here, which is a bit of blur. So I drag that effect in there and have this blur. And so it makes the text a bit blurry. Otherwise, it would just be more normal text like this. And so with that, I essentially have the template for how I can make more videos. So once I come up with an idea, you use that idea, turn it into a hook, like right here, how to monetize in 30 days. And then once you have that hook, you deliver the value. Now, this is only one style of video. There's so many more that you can do. Which if you haven't seen the video that I made the other day, there's 20 styles that are simple, easy to do for you to recreate without having a full production studio. So check that out because it'll be really helpful.